Kelly, we don't have to wait on them people. It's me and you.
Okay.
As Tony would say, just me and you. Ooh, Kelly. Don't worry about a damn thing. Just me and you.
Hey, okay.
Right.
I'm Kelly Glass. I'm an editorial director at parents.com. I oversee the Black Focus vertical, Kindred, for Black families.
Did you say you oversee the Black folk vertical?
I said Black Focus, but I do. Same.
Same thing. Mm-hmm.
Yep, same.
That's why we're talking about diabetes today, because you oversee the Black folk vertical.
Exactly. So yeah, I'd love to get started by talking about what you're working on, what you have coming up, what kind of projects you have coming.
Well, with the ending of Blackish after our 8 years, we wrapped the show back in November.
Okay.
And our season finale just aired a couple weeks ago. But not long after we wrapped, I was back here in New York on Law and Order. So I'm reprising my role as Detective Kevin Bernard on that. And hopefully soon we'll be back with another installment of our game show with my mom, To Tell the Truth. And those are the two things that we have going on right now outside of my partnership with Novo Nordisk, talking about diabetes and what we can do to help educate the community about it.
Why is that work important to you?
It's important to me because I lost my father to complications from diabetes. I'm a type 2 diabetic myself. I was the first person diagnosed with diabetes in my family. Then my mom was diagnosed, and then we found out my father had probably been living with diabetes for over 20 years. Once he was finally diagnosed with it, his quality of life wasn't that great.
Yeah.
And he survived with it for as long as he could, and eventually passed away due to complications from diabetes. So that's why it's important for me to really get out and give my testimony, share my story to help educate people, help educate the community about it. That's my partnership with Novo Nordisk. And we started our campaign 5 years ago, Get Real About Diabetes. And we have a website that we drive people to get information. And that website is getrealaboutdiabetes.com. Get the information that we all need about the disease, about what we can do to prevent it, what we can do once we're diagnosed with it, and it shouldn't be viewed upon as a death sentence, as long as we are doing the things that we've been asked to do by our endocrinologists and our doctors. Type 2 diabetics are up to 4 times more likely to pass away from cardiovascular disease, stroke, and heart attack.
Yeah.
And that's what that's what our campaign is about. It's just about to get information out to the people so they know what to look for and know what questions to ask their doctors.
My grandmother was diabetic. I was a kid watching her go through that, and she did eventually pass away from complications. And I feel like a lot of us in Black communities, we have that experience where someone close to us is dealing with diabetes. From your perspective, since it's something that you've dealt with in your family, how can we best support those people in our families?
By encouraging them to go to the doctor, by sharing information. This interview that we're doing right now, it's like, oh, hey, did you hear about this thing that Anthony Anderson's a part of? It's called Get Real About Diabetes. They have a great website, getrealaboutdiabetes.com, that's going to give you all the information that you need. I mean, that's how we can help, and that's how we can support one another. One weekend, I went to the National Take Your Loved One to the Doctor Day, and I was like, this is an actual thing, So yeah, let's get up and encourage everyone in our family and everyone in our community to get checked out. We take our cars to get our tire pressures looked at, to get our oil checked every 3,000 miles, to get our brake service. Why don't we go to the doctor to get ourselves service, to check our internal pressure and temperature? We do that every 3,000 miles for an inanimate object. Why not do that for our health?
It's about taking care of ourselves.
Health as well.
Because we are family focused, I would love to talk to you about your family. We also love Blackish. So I'm curious, how similar do you see yourself as a father in real life to your character, Dre?
Well, Dre was based on, my real life as well as Kenya's. What you saw on that screen for the past 8 years was the things that we were dealing with in our families, as husbands, as fathers, as sons, as brothers. You know, those were stories that are picked from our lives that we decided to share with the world.
I also, because you're so funny, I have to ask, because I'm Black, obviously, I grew up Black. I know that growing up Black is funny. Would you say that growing up Black kind of helped you be the comedian that you are? And if so, how?
Well, I couldn't grow up any other way. So it made me the man that I am today. It's given me my sense of humor and it's given me my sensibilities.
Yeah.
And sometimes being Black in America, you have to laugh to keep from crying. It's formed who I am today and the things that I do. And I wouldn't change it for the world.
You have, how many kids do you have?
I have two, a 26-year-old daughter and a 22-year-old son.
Oh, you have adults.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have adults.
When you were raising them as kids, what kind of legacy did you hope to leave for them?
You know, I instilled in them, you know, at an early age, independence. And, you know, I sit and debate with them now and I'm like, damn, why did I raise y'all like this? Why can't y'all just take what I say and just do it?
It worked.
Yeah, it worked. It worked. You know, I have some independent thinking children, which I love and respect. But you know, that's how I raised them. I raised them to be their own individuals and to always speak their mind and ask questions, you know, no matter who it is. You know, there's a difference between questioning and asking questions. You want me to do this or say this or go there? Okay, why is that? And, you know, once you got your why satisfied, then you can move on.
A lot of us who grew up in Black families, we didn't have that opportunity and that space to ask why.
Mm-hmm. No, we didn't. I know I didn't. You know, my mother and father told me to do something or asked me to do something. I did it, you know, and like I say, it wasn't about questioning, why do I need to do this? Or it's just like, but why is this happening?
Yep.
You know, so I have a better understanding of it. And so I'm just not out there doing this because you said do it.
Right.
You know, let me help me figure this out for myself, because there may be a better way, a different way to get whatever it is that we need to get to.
So you've done this for 26 years. Your oldest is 26.
Mm-hmm.
What's the best advice you have for Black fathers?
Be patient. The generation that my children are from or are in is a lot different than the generation that I came from. They're a little bit more or a lot more independent than what we were. And they're also a lot more lazy than what we were. So, you know, be patient and know that however you, and it's understand that you know how you raised your child. I know how I raised mine. And it's just about patience and allowing them to make their mistakes. You know, we can't stand up for them and try to help navigate them. Oh, we can. There's certain mistakes that they don't need to make because they've already been made by the parent. You know, each mistake is a learning lesson, and you know we have to allow them to make them and learn from them. And it takes patience and understanding and a discipline to stay hands off and to, you know, just be there if they need us and not try to do everything for them.